The difference between petrol and diesel engines. What really sets them apart? Have you ever stood at a fuel pump and wondered what really is the difference between petrol and diesel engines? Why do some vehicles sound different, perform differently, and even smell different just based on what's inside their fuel tank? At first glance, both petrol and diesel engines might seem to do the same thing, convert fuel into motion. But the way they do it is where the magic lies. Underneath the hood, these two engines operate with wildly different personalities. One is precise and refined, while the other is robust and relentless. Let's dive into this captivating world where fire meets engineering and uncover what truly separates petrol from diesel. The common ground, a shared similarity. Before we explore their differences, it's important to understand how they're alike. Both petrol and diesel engines are types of internal combustion engines, ICEs. They both operate on a four-stroke cycle: intake, compression, power, and exhaust. Both draw in air, mix it with fuel, though differently, ignite that mixture, also differently, and convert it into power that moves your vehicle forward. But from there, things take a fascinating turn. The first big difference: ignition. One of the most critical differences is how the fuel is ignited. In a petrol engine, the air and fuel are mixed before they enter the combustion chamber. Once compressed, a spark plug ignites that mixture. That spark is timed precisely to create a controlled explosion that drives the piston down. In contrast, a diesel engine compresses only air at first, and it compresses it so much that the air gets extremely hot enough to ignite fuel without a spark. The fuel is injected directly into this super hot, high-pressure air and auto-ignites on contact. So, no spark plugs in diesel engines, just pure, high-pressure combustion. Compression ratio, where diesel muscles in. Diesel engines don't just compress air, they squeeze it like a vice. The compression ratio of a diesel engine is significantly higher than that of a petrol engine. Why? Because diesel needs high pressure to ignite. Petrol engines, on the other hand, are limited by knocking, premature combustion, so their compression ratios are lower. This one difference has a domino effect on everything else: power delivery, fuel efficiency, engine design, and even noise. Fuel efficiency, diesel's strong suit. Here's where diesel engines really flex. Thanks to their high compression ratio and the energy density of diesel fuel itself, diesel engines are more fuel efficient than their petrol counterparts. They extract more energy from the same amount of fuel, making them the engine of choice for long-distance haulers, buses, and fuel-conscious drivers. In plain terms, diesel engines go farther on less fuel. Power versus torque, two different strengths. Petrol engines are quick and responsive, often revving high and delivering their best performance at higher RPMs. They're excellent for light vehicles that prioritize speed, acceleration, and smoothness. Diesel engines, on the other hand, are torque monsters. They generate immense low-end torque at lower RPMs, making them ideal for heavy-duty tasks like towing, climbing, or carrying loads. That's why you'll find diesel engines in trucks, SUVs, and construction vehicles. So, if petrol is a sprinter, diesel is a power lifter. Sound and vibration, the character of the engine. If you've ever heard a diesel engine from a distance, you probably noticed the distinct clattering sound. That's due to the high-pressure combustion and the lack of a spark-based ignition system. Older diesels were notoriously noisy, though modern ones have improved a lot. Petrol engines are quieter and smoother thanks to their lower compression and more refined combustion process. That's why many car enthusiasts love the purr of a petrol engine. Diesel growls, petrol sings. Maintenance and longevity. Diesel engines are built tough. To handle the intense pressure and temperatures inside, they're made with heavier, more robust components.
As a result, diesel engines tend to last longer, with some going over 1,000,000 kilometers if maintained properly. However, this durability comes with a price. Diesel engines often require more expensive maintenance, especially with modern emissions control systems like diesel particulate filters or DPFs and selective catalytic reduction or SCR. Petrol engines, while generally lighter and simpler, cost less to repair and maintain, but may not last as long under heavy use. Cold weather performance. A hidden weakness. In cold climates, petrol engines start more easily. The vaporization of petrol is quicker in low temperatures, and the spark plug ensures reliable ignition. Diesel engines struggle a bit in the cold. Since they rely on heat from compression, a cold engine may not generate enough heat to ignite the fuel. That's why many diesels come with glow plugs or block heaters to assist in cold starts. Emissions and environmental impact. Historically, diesel engines were seen as dirty polluters. They emit less CO2, but more nitrogen oxides and particulate matter, which are harmful pollutants. This gave rise to stricter regulations and advanced emission control technologies. Petrol engines produce more CO2, but fewer particulates. In recent years, both engine types have made massive strides in becoming cleaner. Still, this environmental concern is one of the main reasons the automotive world is steadily shifting to electric power. Cost and ownership experience. In most markets, diesel vehicles are more expensive up front, but they offer better fuel economy and last longer, which can pay off in the long run, especially for frequent drivers or commercial use. Petrol cars are usually cheaper to buy and maintain, and they deliver a more spirited, smooth driving experience. They're perfect for city driving, short commutes, and everyday convenience. It all boils down to lifestyle and priorities. Do you want a smooth ride for occasional use or a durable workhorse for the long haul? So, which one is better? That's like asking whether tea is better than coffee. Petrol engines offer refinement, lighter weight, quick acceleration, and lower upfront cost, making them ideal for everyday drivers and performance lovers. Diesel engines deliver torque-rich performance, incredible fuel efficiency, and rock-solid longevity, perfect for hauling, long-distance driving, or heavy-duty work. The real answer, it depends on how and where you drive. Final thoughts. 2 engines, 1 purpose. In the end, both petrol and diesel engines are masterpieces in their own right. They each represent decades of engineering innovation, catering to different needs, preferences, and driving styles. The next time you fill up your tank, pause for a moment and think about what kind of power you're unleashing. Whether it's the quick combustion of petrol or the mighty compression of diesel, you're tapping into a legacy of mechanical genius that continues to evolve. And now, you don't just drive your vehicle, you understand the soul of the engine powering it.